Gundam fight all set! Ready, go!
Why, hello there, mech fans. It is what, hang on, there we go. What the heck? Okay, okay, there we go. Sorry, echoing, I push buttons. Folks, welcome to the Mechpit chat for the evening of February 16th, 2026. I am your host, Ironcaster, here to delve into a little bit of fun on the Mondays because we don't have to necessarily hate the way things go for the week. You know, a lot of times they will always say Monday's the worst day of the week, but it only has to be that way if you yourself believe it so. And only if you let it be. Give yourself something to look forward to, and I'd like to certainly hope that I could be a part of that as there's no reason why we have to necessarily hate the start to our week. With that said, folks, welcome one and all. How are you all doing tonight? As I see out there in the chat, we have Mr. Vince Womack dropping all the links. And buddy, sir, I appreciate you with everything you do, as you are dropping all those links for me. Oh yeah, and I guess of all of them. By the way, if you should be so kind as to send a little bit of financial support my way, I would be ever so grateful to it. Not that it's ever, of course, required. I do all this for fun, and so don't feel as though you're obliged. With that said, hello all and happy Mecha Mondays. Guys, I just realized that over the weekend that the Olympics were going on. I had no idea about this. I know it's a bit of an odd topic for me to bring up on a show where I talk about big robots, but I was at a bar this weekend with a buddy. We went out, we played a game of pool or two, and I look over at the TV, and as I'm looking up at it, I see the Olympics going on. I see like the U.S. and like Holland or some other country, and I'm watching, thinking, is this like the preliminaries? Only to then realize, oh wait, no, the Olympics are going on. How did I not know about this? I feel like I missed this. I think Culture Casino failed to inform me that the Olympics were going on. So I feel like would definitely be something that would have been talked about at some point. But yeah, somehow this has completely missed my radar, and I guess that kind of shows you how buried into all these little plastic sprues and all this stuff going on was for me. I've had no idea about so much stuff going on in the wider world that I imagine missed the Olympics. Uh, huh. I know. Typically speaking, I do tend to like the Winter Olympics. I do tend to like watching like curling, which now that I'm thinking about it, it's dawning on me. Oh, right. I've largely missed all the curling, and I missed that thing with like Canada, like a finger pushing a curling stone forward. I missed a lot. Huh. Anyway, let's see. Snowing this morning, raining mid afternoon, now snowing again. Screw Mondays. Look, it has been like crazy warm here this week. Like it was actually, I think it hit the 50s today, so I was able to walk outside without having to have the big fuzzy fluffy jacket on. Which, don't get me wrong, I like it. It keeps me warm, but I don't necessarily need it when it's jacket weather. Plastic crack is more important than some jocks. You know what? That's the thing. Yeah, those Olympic medals are nice and all. I'm sure that it's good to stack those up and show off for your country and all that. But I've got little space marines I could be painting. I've got stuff I've been building up, and actually I have been putting quite a bit of stuff together. I've got an Instagram now where all I do is post minis. That's out there. Uh, I could probably drop a link later at some point. But with that said, we are going good. And what was that? I, for one, am grateful for AI overlords. That's the funniest thing. That was going on this weekend, right? And people were getting all excited over Sea Dance. And the stuff that's been coming out about that this weekend. At first, again, I barely started catching news of it, and then I realized like, oh wait, this is good. This is like some amazing stuff that people are amazing. Not only that, people are able to go back and start recreating a bunch of like classic anime in some live action forms. It's kind of mind blowing the way some of the stuff is going. I got a couple examples loaded up actually. I thought I wanted to show off. And at first, I was really like, "Hey, Punkwaddle, check these out." But you know that that particular bird is gonna fly on his own time. Check this out, guys.
正式开始。第一位参赛者唠叨强者龟仙人，第二位参赛者新生强者东北范。开打
Look at this. If you were to tell me a couple years ago we were going to be getting Dragon Ball Shaw Brothers films, I wouldn't have believed that. I wouldn't have thought that this was going to be getting this good. You remember, it was like the benchmark originally was how good can Will Smith eat spaghetti? And now I need to see all of Dragon Ball recreated in the Shaw Brothers. Like, it is a matter of time. Someone is going to go and recreate the entirety of original Dragon Ball, best Dragon Ball, in this style. I cannot wait because someone is gonna find the time to do all this and put that together for us. 10,000 times better than Evolution. That's not exactly a high barrier to cross, and I'm even going so far as to say Dragon Ball is better than Z, which to some people is going to be sacrilegious. But what can I say? Like, I'm a bit of a fan of the fantasy roots. I love the mysticism that the original Dragon Ball had brought about. And yes, big robots are fun, which is, but there's something about the magic of it all, where Piccolo is just a demon, where it's just Sun Wukong as with Son Goku, the flying Nimbus, and that it beckons back to something more relevant, something more cultural, which is a funny thing to say considering that Dragon Ball Z has gone on to become a worldwide phenomenon, a worldwide element of culture. I think he wrote. Oh shit! Oh, dude. I forgot how, like, I started watching this at first, and I was like, I gotta talk about this on the show tonight. I I somehow didn't get to Roshi roiding out and showing his full strength. Roshi versus Tien Shin. Oh, was it versus Tien? Was it Tien Shinhan? Tien. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's how it should have ended. That's And there's something to be said for AI, something to be said for what this is going to do. And I know a lot of people are kind of freak out a little bit, like, "Oh my god, this is going to replace jobs in Hollywood." But the way I see it as well, I think there's something to be said for the people who are going to get into it the most. It's going to be the fans, right? You're going to see fans out here going and trying to fix their favorite shows. Like, did this show with a great premise have a dog shit ending? Fans are gonna fix it. Fans are gonna put this out there, and and you're gonna see people who are gonna pick this stuff up as some certain things up as their favorite headcanon. Ooh, no special moves. I mean, the thing is, people are doing that too. I think you are gonna see people putting that stuff out there. I saw a clip a little bit ago of Goku fighting Frieza, and it was amazing. I can't play it because of the audio. It's like straight up like the Dragon Ball theme. It's going on hardcore, but it was crazy. All right. So what else do we have? Let's see, that's that same clip I had before. I mean, there is going to be way more of this getting brought in. You're going to see crossovers and fights that you didn't know you wanted to see. They're adorable. How can you say no to this? It's the fight you needed to see. My system. And people are just coming up with new versions of this. And then, of course, there's gonna be stuff like this. And I almost want to save this, but I just want to I can't help it. I gotta keep watching this stuff. I'm like, what else do we have? Let's blow this up. Oh wait, no, that was blown up.
Ray, I'm worried. None of these guys are wearing pants.
The only thing you'll be busting tonight is D's nuts.
Oh, Vince, you genius, you found it. Yeah. But it's just so much fun. You can find all kinds of, silly things out there. Let's see, other than that, this weekend also I found out that one of the big shows I was kind of hyping out as I was getting excited was Space Sheriff Gavin. I've been talking about it. I've been talking about the last few weeks, the build up, the excitement, how Hasbro is to blame for yet another thing. And my expectation was that we were going to see it getting strapped on YouTube. Well, Space Sheriff Gavin, as it turns out, just didn't have that same sort of YouTube international distribution. I'm wrong. I had to eat a little crow on that. I just figured since I was following a lot of the similar patterns that we saw with Kamen Rider Zets, they might have done the same thing, but it is what it is. With any luck, maybe we'll see it getting distributed here in a few weeks, or probably at the end of the series, where you just strap it straight over on Shout Factory or something to that effect. Which is a shame because, well, I also did when I watched the first episode. I don't hate what I saw. Okay, so let me bring this down. Okay, Space Sheriff Gavin was basically a multiversal cop who's out to stop basically weaponized negative emotions, which is really weird to think about because it's just we're helping we're essentially going to teach people to regulate emotions better. And for a show that does have a slanting towards kids, there is an argument to be said for, yeah, that's worth it. I didn't hate it for what it's worth. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of Ultraman a bit. We were especially jumping straight into the action with it, where Space Sheriff Gavin is already a part of this team, and it's his job to basically fight aliens and mutants. And when something comes up on on some other Earth, he might go jump over to handle it because he's available. And to that end, it did a decent enough job. I'm gonna look forward to it. I'm gonna keep watching it. Just kind of a shame that we don't have any sort of U.S. distribution, which is unfortunate because there's been quite a few people talking about it around. Vince, yes. There is that. The original one is over on Tubi, and I'm pretty new to Gavin, Space Sheriff Gavin in general. I'm gonna check that out. In fact, how many episodes are up there? I should probably look that up. Actually, I'll just click on your link. Thank you, buddy. first one? 17, 20. Quite a few episodes. And probably enough to keep you entertained for a while. 44. Wow. Yep. Oh, that feels about right, because that's largely what they tend to go for with these. Oh, right. That, yes. Hello, Despo. Long time no see. Yes, I decided a little change of pace for myself. At the end, I started to trim it. I was like, you know what? I needed to do something different. I wanted to, cut back, but I just couldn't quite bring myself to completely losing everything. Maybe I should just at least trim it up a bit more. We'll kind of do a goatee for the time being. But you know what they say. Look, if you don't like a haircut, if you don't like the clean shave look, just give it a little time. It'll grow on you. There we go. Yes, I had to do it for myself. So let's see. As far as kind of general media goes, well, a couple new toys kind of popped up. Hasbro announced some stuff this past week, and there's one I'm actually super tempted to get. Of all the stuff they showed off, yeah, there was some. They had like a brand new Soundwave. There was a brand new. There's a brand new Motor Master and the Combaticons. Those are all great and all, but if there's any one item, one toy above all others that you have to have, it's the one that matters the most. The one that in the end everyone cares about, that everyone need to have. A matrix of leadership. Which you can either have with that, which opens up. It's great. And plays a clip from The Touch by Stan Bush. Because you open up, you have to have it played. And of course, you also have this thing, powered by USB. But speaking of The Touch and the power, we've got the Punk. We've got the Waddle. Hello, sir.
Hey, sorry I'm late, but I will say, in retrospect or current spec, that kind of looks, when it's pulled open like that, like the self-revive in Fortnite, and I feel like I just self-revived myself. Nice. So you said it does play the song too?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this was a little bit of a surprise, but I look at it and I think I kind of need it. I kind of want to have it just above the shelf. Like and the only downside I see is that it doesn't also come with a chain, so I could be like Galvatron and wear it and like demand that Unicron bows down to me.
I'm sure there's a way you could attach to it. Now the question is, does it infrastructurally sound to where it wouldn't be not load bearing enough and break it? But there's got to be a way to reinforce it.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it's gonna be heavy enough that it's gonna be that the weight will be a problem.
Yeah. I don't know, like 2 to 3. I mean, it's probably only like 2 or 3 pounds, but how do I say this? For a line of work that I did for a while, there was a tool, an instrument that I had on my neck that was about almost 10 pounds. And wearing that around all day, it is a little boring. It does kind of affect you more than you think. I'll let you guys, ponder about what that could have been. It might have been the choker I used to wear as a kid. I don't know.
This is some bad comedy, Decibel.
Yeah, I know. True story though. It was an infrared camera.
Well, the thing is though, Punk. At the end of the day, it is heavy is the neck that wears the matrix of leadership. It should be a heavy weight to bear. It should be a
True.
burden.
It's not a little spark.
Let's see. So, I don't know if you caught any of the stuff I showed off earlier, Punkwaddle, or not.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, I want to play this again because I think it's funny.
All right. Like the very first time.
Yes. Watching for the first time.
I mean,
Ray, I'm worried. None of these guys are wearing pants.
The only thing you'll be busting tonight is D's nuts.
God. So this is why we won't have video games in the future or gaming consoles, because we're using this. I don't want to get tinfoil hat moment, but I feel like the amount of AI warehouses and stuff that they're using to run lots of things, the commercial side of AI and the silly stuff is just the tip of the iceberg, and to keep people placated. And I don't want to say tinfoil left hand, right hand, but sometimes I wonder exactly what's going on. What's up, Fletch?
Well, this is why we're going to be likely seeing the PlayStation 6 get delayed till probably 2028 or 29 at a minimum.
Yeah.
And is because at the end of the day, people like to think that, oh, these big companies already have the stuff covered. It's like, no, that's not true at all. In fact, Samsung started telling their phone division, while they themselves do make RAM, no, you guys aren't getting any more RAM for phones. We have to push it for AI. So they're not even keeping any back for themselves beyond probably the minimum that they need.
I feel like they're gonna push and rush out stuff, and then in 5 or 6 years, hopefully less, some of that will. No, I don't want necessarily want it to collapse like the Silicon Valley, but I feel like the demand and need for it will slow down, because it'll reach a sort of capacity, like how often do they need to be upgraded? How much more can you do, right? So with technology, there's always like the first few bits of like, it's a new thing, we can make it better, we can make it better, we can make it better. And then at a certain point, you hit this sort of, yeah, we can make it better, but all the development, it only gives you that much more of a smaller percentage of an actual reward sort of deal.
I think what we're going to see probably in the end is I think we're going to see some level of normalcy kind of bounce back out. I part of me wants to hope and think that we are going to see the price. Eventually, the demand gets brought back down. Well, yes, there's going to be all this RAM needed for AI, and by the way, don't forget, we're probably also going to need it for all sorts of other computer parts.
Well, it's kind of like people are mad at capitalism, but the capitalism is why every company is competing to have the AI RAM, right? Everybody's pushing it out, trying to be the one to get the government contracts. That's why everybody's doing it, because they think, oh, if we can get our foot in the door, but then somebody's going to end up with being like, well, we have all this stuff. And, like when people were trying to scalp the PlayStation and all of a sudden it became available, and they're like, well, okay.
Not only that, I also expect the price of the Nintendo to go back up, and we'll probably see Microsoft probably even starting to back away from this.
Yeah.
From their own console stuff. It's
the Xbox basically isn't a thing anymore.
I mean, it's basically going to be a glorified. It's going to be a glorified PC.
Yeah, it's a streaming. It's a hyper focused box, streaming box, whatever, gaming box, PC. Anyway,
Which, yeah, no,
So-
it's the thing is, with all this rise in AI, we're
Mhm.
going to see so many of these old world, systems getting disrupted. It's going to be the time to adapt or die.
yeah, and like, and what was that? Yeah, I like Mega Man too.
Which, by the way,
Also,
did you
I
see
like
there's now a Mega Man complete collection?
I hadn't seen that. I know so one of the things I've noticed, like when I had the Switch and some other stuff early on, they would have like Mega Man collection, Mega Man, second collection, the Mega Man Zero collection, and I've bought a few of those over the years for I think Xbox and the Switch, honestly.
Well, I think we are going to see. I think we are. I think it's gotten to the point where effectively every single Mega Man game that's possible has
Mhm.
now gotten released. We've
Okay.
gotten bundles for all of them, and so it's just a matter of giving you the Mega Man bundle. Except what I think is the best Mega Man game of all,
Hmm.
Mega Man Powered Up for PSP.
I never played that one. Like I played some of the Nintendo like 1, 2, 3. I played the original Game Boy one, the Super Nintendo Mega Man X. Love Mega Man X, X2. I like Zero a lot. He's and you used to think Zero and Proto Man were exactly the same, but they're not exactly the same thing.
See, I always kind of thought of that too, that they are essentially just the same. But this is what I was talking about: the Mega Man Complete Pack, which has the Legacy Collection, Collection 2, Mega Man
Okay.
11, both the X's, the Zero stuff, the Battle
Yep.
Networks, and even that Mega Man X Dive.
I never played Battle Network, but I've heard it was fun.
Battle Network is I would say of all the main series, my
Mhm.
favorite Mega Man series. I think the music was fantastic. It was Mega Man coming into the 2000s for real, not the far off distant year of 2000X.
Mhm. In the year 2000.
I remember it. Like we can't keep doing this bit. It's 2010.
And then 2015. In the year
Like,
2000.
and then eventually, I think they had to go to what in the year 3000.
Now he does like that podcast thing that's actually pretty fun.
God, Conan got so screwed over, which is a
He-
shame because
Yeah.
he was so good at that job. Like
Yeah.
I watched Conan. Like I would be out at a friend's house and I'm like, guys, we gotta watch Conan.
Uh-huh. Even when he got snubbed a little bit and stayed on network, he still did some crazy stuff. Some of his TBS, he always did what he wanted and he always had fun with it, but you could tell there was probably an era where he could have been way more bitter. And I've seen some of the interviews, but like I said, now he does that podcast where he talks to some people and it's kind of chill, still funny, but it's them sitting around like a table in a room, and the environment allows for a more interesting introspective conversation that I really enjoy.
Well, that's a really good example of that big shift in the entertainment. Like the
Mhm.
late night talk show setup is non-existent. No one wants to stop and to set their schedule around a specific time to watch a show. They want to watch it on demand. They want to watch it when they can choose.
Well,
They want to be
it,
able to pause it to say, get up, take care of the dishes, let the cat out, and then not miss a thing.
it's also the era where you're no longer watching the 10 o'clock news either, right? When you would stay up and that's where you'd get your information is like, okay, we're gonna watch the 10 o'clock news. We've kind of eaten dinner, put the dishes up. We're kind of doing this. Oh, and then the TV's still on. Oh, our late night guy is on. Yeah, this is kind of funny. Wind down. Um, Interesting. Sometimes an interesting interview or a band, or it's just kind of like good background noise. And that sort of, like I said, the wind down, nothing too intense, and then go to bed.
And it worked for so long. It was
Mhm.
a good routine, but it's just the need for cable has killed it. Like nobody watches late night. Like the only reason this stuff is ever meant talked about is when we find out they've done something hyperbolic, and this is all ultimately because none of them have to go and uh, do any sort of objectivity or
Mhm.
any sort of fair and balanced stuff. Like
Well,
I think the FCC quit. I think the FCC basically quit tracking that stuff and enforcing those rules.
Well, it's only when somebody really says something, and like you said, it's more of a YouTuber saying, "Did you hear what this guy said? And this matters because Disney owns it or something." And you're like, "Oh, it's interesting, and I understand there's a legal issue, but I wouldn't have known or cared what they said if people weren't, if somebody wasn't tracking it." It's kind of like late night talk show is kind of the bottom feeder is trying to turn in not quite lolcow area, but it's like if people weren't tracking it to make fun of it or catch them up in a lie or to mock them or whatnot, they
Right.
wouldn't even be on the news and people wouldn't pay attention.
Oh, by the way, speaking of lol cows,
Yes,
which by the way, if you do want to get that lol cow stuff, go watch Kino Casino. They have the best coverage of this.
they do. I will give them that, and they're not as obnoxious as some people.
I mean, wait, you mean to tell me that hearing him scream, "Whoa, buddy," isn't obnoxious?
It is, but it's like
But it's fun.
they know what it is, and they know their target audience, so they kind of keep in that shtick, in that happy place, as opposed to somebody being super cringe, reporting on something super cringe, and you just feel like I feel disgusting, right?
So speaking of lol cows,
Yes,
have you been keeping up with everything going on with the quartering?
I've heard things. I've heard things that I didn't want to know. I've heard things that he said out loud that I don't think people should say on stream. I've heard things that have been seen because somebody went scrolling on their screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of you know anything, just blaming everybody else.
And it was such a fucking bull. Okay, so we got to just give a little context to the audience.
Mhm.
Okay, Quartering's been doing a show. He's been doing it over Rumble, etc. I myself, I basically quit watching Quartering like what 2019 or somewhere, basically like
Yeah,
5+ years ago, before
I,
the COVID days.
I would say I discovered him probably in 1920. I watched him till about 20, maybe a little bit into 21, when he had like 3 different channels where he was doing videos, and he had that hustle, and he was kind of reporting on all the things everybody else was reporting on, and he was evergreen about it, right? He was staying in that happy place where he claimed he was talking to Mama Susan about stuff and some pushback, but like he was trying to cater to that whole like kind of be edgy but not. But then he started doing live streams, and that's when I started being like, your scripted stuff was better, I'm out.
the the big thing that really got me to finally say I'm done with this guy
Mhm.
was after a while I sort of realized, why am I still subscribed to him? The By the time he drops a video on this stuff, I've either already encountered it on Twitter, or I've seen probably Yellow Flash drop a video, or you know
Mhm.
a plethora of other people who we call our internet friends have either already talked about the subject or covered
Mhm.
it, or
Mhm.
in other words, it's stale by the time he gets to it. And he was always
Yeah.
very work safe with how he covered it, in order
Uh-huh.
to take his time so he can maximize the ad revenue for the video, so we get the right view time, and it reaches over a certain time threshold so he can
Mhm.
get an extra ad read in. It's like, oh my,
Mhm.
no, 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 no.
Mhm.
you're not using me to get your ad in. Like,
Yeah, I agreed, Vincent, but Sydney Watson kind of fell off too.
and I saw something great. Yeah, no, I'm done with the guy. He doesn't entertain me anymore. Like, I think the last time I watched him was when he was still doing the Salt Mine podcast with Dankula and Baring.
Okay, like he's been crashing out. I remember like a week or two ago, he was on his live stream talking about metrics and being like, "Yeah, my views has dropped, but so has Nerdrotic, so has Geeks." And Jeremy's like, "Why is he calling us out in this video? That's kind of weird." When they used to make fun of Brie Larson together,
Yeah, like
7 years ago.
they had the running joke together that they were competing to see who could have the most Brie Larson videos.
Yeah,
And the problem is Jeremy Prime, or D-Day Cobra,
yeah.
he pivoted to lean into live streams because that was where everything was going.
I remember when he was like, he'd only done a couple D-Day Cobra Cast, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live on Cobra Cast in a little bit after this thing. We'll see how it goes. And people went gangbusters. They loved it where he was doing this on his tone and his thing, not just in Geeks and Gamers, and it launched him in a new direction. Still connected, but not under the same umbrella, sort of thing. And so you could tell that, like I said, that was really interesting to watch, that shift, right?
Right, and the problem was quartering. He didn't pivot at all. He stuck to the same system because he figured, well, what the heck? Rumble's paying me, so I might as well keep doing this. It ain't there.
Well, I will say this: after I started seeing the quartering, when he'd do like random live streams from hotel rooms, like more often when he was on the road or on the hotel rooms, and sometimes have a co-host, but he didn't do as many live streams when he was home, which was kind of odd in his own studio. But his off-the-cuff comments were a little bit not quite on par, or not quite the same tone, or even the same place. His scripted stuff was very calculated. His off-the-cuff stuff was not. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, he fell off. He failed to adapt, and now he's getting butthurt that he's the butt of the joke. When the thing is, he's benefited. He's made a lot of money and made numerous videos off of other people's downfalls and embarrassments, and he's smirking the fuck out now. He's losing his shit, and now he's acting like the lol cow that he has profited from.
Yeah, it's when you live long enough to become the villain. You've been so focused on this one thing, you've basically become the DSP that you have mocked for a decade, because and you've seen this with some of the bigger entertainment, like when they have to do the pivot, when they have to be like, okay, if I just do this one shtick, if I just follow quote the algorithm, or if I just do what I think this audience tells me to do, it goes to a level of absurdity, and it just, nobody cares, and you become the thing, right? Yeah.
Oh, we lost Punkwaddle. Comic Relief Crusader. I hope you're talking about one of my favorite Transformers waifus. Yeah, and I of course am talking about there we go, Nautica. She's about one of the few things that came good out of IDW. But oh, there he's back.
Okay.
I mean, all right, Decimal. Not quite. Like, certain people just kind of had their own little natural falling apart. Some people just kind of went their own way, did their own things. It wasn't necessarily a big collective thing.
This isn't like Comicsgate,
right? Although that's the guy who.
Well, I mean, half of them were involved in early Comicsgate, which is kind of funny to see how they've all gone off and done their own thing.
You're gonna have to send me a link or tag me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
show me your waifu comic relief
Yeah.
later. I can't wait to see what you're doing for some upgrade.
Hashtag show me your waifu. That should be a trending thing.
That should be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if you do want to see another waifu,
Mm-hmm.
there was a little bit of Kamen Rider news that came out.
Oh,
Right. So Kamen Rider's been around for quite a while, and some of these series are now hitting a 25-year mark.
Hmm.
To which the current series, Kamen Rider Agito, well, current series now. This was like what 2001.
okay.
Anyway, so they are doing like a 25th anniversary movie for it, and I don't need that tab anymore. There we go. There we go. So we get Kamen Rider G6.
Oh, like a G6.
Which, by the way, the suit looks amazing. It's got a good color scheme.
I like the weapons look really good too. They kind of look like USB, kind of like, you know what I mean? Those USBs that have like the turn pivot.
Yes, there was of course him too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he is not making an appearance here, Decibel. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. It looks like the USB sticks. Like if we made RoboCop more of a superhero, and I think for what it's worth, it's a good design.
Yeah, it's fun.
And just going back to this, like now that we have the other two as well, they are like superhero police officers.
Okay.
I love the look of it.
And I guess she's the main writer, and the other two are behind her. Or?
Well, the thing is, they were already like a secondary character in the bigger Kamen Rider Agito show.
Got it.
It's just that they've taken the idea and they've expanded out. Like these were basically people making Kamen Riders to the police force was basically making them to go and combat monsters that were popping up and like killing people left, right, and center.
Okay.
That was the whole premise of the show. And then you have this guy who mysteriously had amnesia who would pop up and he had some natural ability to fight them.
Huh.
It was an interesting series. Sadly, it's not available to my knowledge on anything. Like it didn't get the Tubi treatment. It didn't get like Shout Factory didn't pick it up. I think it might be worth doing for the like a 25th anniversary to try to get this stuff out more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's just I saw it. I'm like, I love the look of the suit, guys. This thing looks great. And speaking of things that look great, there was a Godzilla Transformers crossover.
Nice.
And to that end, the original toy looks fine, but but you could always upgrade it and make it look better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's Godzilla transforms into Megatron, you give him a big old sword and shield.
I mean that goes directly into the Beast Wars kind of vibe, where the tail and the mouth are the arms.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Godzilla Megatron. So does that mean Optimus Prime is King Kong?
I mean, yeah.
And would Starscream be a version of Mothra?
Waspinator.
Oh yeah, Waspinator. Yeah, okay.
Decibel, you say this, but we're literally going to talk about it tonight.
Yeah, if we have time.
Yeah. So what do you say we jump into that, shall we?
Sure. I was not able to catch as much as I wanted to Because I was confused, and then I got roped into doing real life things.
It happens. But of them all, there's about one episode I really wanted to talk about,
Okay.
and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was an episode entitled Guerrilla Warfare.
Ooh.
Now, the premise:
Mm-hmm.
a virus courtesy of Scorponok turns Optimus Prime into an overly aggressive fighting machine. So, effectively, there's like a little virus bug that got stuck onto Optimus Primal,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to just. The intent was to make him a sniveling little coward of a pacifist, and instead, we effectively got the Michael Bay Optimus Prime, who's screamed out like ripping heads off.
Like when you give Ritalin to the wrong kid and he's just amped.
Oh yeah, it's like we gave that kid a case of roid rage.
Yeah. Stare, not him, right?
Or if I can find a clip of it. I'm probably not gonna risk it. But no, it was a fun episode. At first, you know, the episode starts out. Optimus is out in the field with Dinobot, and they're doing a little bit of field research to understand some of the local fauna or flora.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand what's all out there, which had a pretty good setup to the payoff of the back half of the episode, as they get like a little Venus flytrap thing that like basically spits a little prickly thing at the small of Dinobot's back where he can't reach it, so he's screaming, "Get it off! Get it off!"
Mm-hmm.
Optimus pulls it off of him, but when he's doing that, Scorponok shows up and hits him with this thing, and now he's like, and now the intent was he was supposed to be, like I said, the sniveling little coward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so they get him back. They can't get the thing off of him because it's been able to pull itself into his life support.
Oh yeah.
So it's a twofold. Not only would this thing kill him after a minute or two, but also it's a bomb, which sort of beckons the question of like, well, why didn't they just also put a remote detonation on it? It's like, well, because then we wouldn't get to have a prequel to Optimus being the getting to be the Bayformers Optimus screaming about like, I'm gonna rip your heads off.
Yeah. Well, again, as maniacal and like as evil villain, sort of like diabolical. Yes, as Megatron is in this show. There are times when it's like it's still a kid show, and there's still like these silly antics of like clearly somebody. It's like they thought it through enough to it makes for a fun, silly episode intentionally. It's not like this is the biggest dastardly plan that should work. Like they're smarter than dumb criminals, but
well,
you know what I mean.
I mean, it gets to a point where eventually, like the Autobots eventually Optimus gets out, and they're like, and Dinobot's like saying effectively, well, we should go and just let him loose on them. Like if he wants to be this bloodthirsty, then surely we should use it to our advantage.
Yeah.
Which is good and all, but then like he's way more aggressive than they expected.
Yeah.
So he gets out, and they're like, "Oh crap, he's gonna seriously, screw them up."
Yeah.
Their thought is, they're like, we should do what Optimus would have done. I know. Let's go ahead and tip them off and try to negotiate for the antidote that they have, like the one single vial of this antidote.
Mm-hmm.
That was all part of the plan. It was all part of Megatron's plan. Yes. They were expecting these to be pacifist coward, and they're like, "Oh crap, no! Hey, by the way, Megatron, Optimus is coming in. He is pissed off more than he's ever been, which then leads to this whole sequence where Optimus is blown past all their defenses, and he's storming through the Predacon ship, and
Mhm.
he's marching, and Megatron basically says all the henchmen out to go and get ready to stop him, and you see him Tarantulas just jump around a corner, try to get the jump on him. Optimus is waiting. He knew it was coming. He
Mhm.
catches the toy dart that was obviously part of the toy,
Yeah.
and then stabs Tarantulas through the chest and to the wall with it. And he
Yeah.
keeps going. You're like, this is not the G1 Optimus.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I like this Optimus when he lets loose.
Mhm.
He gets his hands dirty. There's no all those soft platitudes about the morality and that can go out the window when they have to be.
Well, this is also the guy that how many episodes ago was like, we're not shooting, we're not going to shoot the light forms. We're not going to sacrifice the light forms. Fine, you can have the pod. And then Cheetor is like, now I know whose side I'm on because the way you guys acted. But it's like, but when it comes to destroying, and he still doesn't, I don't think, destroy native life, but he goes ham on them, right? The Decepticons.
Oh yeah. He of course Waspinator gets I think destroyed again, which is just like the running gag of the show. Like we're gonna destroy Waspinator again. Bots. Ultimately though, like it's a fun episode. Like this is an episode I would really suggest people go check out just because it's fun. You get to see Optimus as like the one bot weapon going through and just wrecking all the Predacons.
And as we've said, Beast Wars was the first real installment after G1, right? The first real new universe, new kind of concept, right?
Well, I not quite.
Okay.
So in the US, yes.
Oh, okay.
There were some attempts with there was like a little bit of a G2 thing, but fundamentally Japan did have stuff like the Headmasters and God Force.
Okay.
Some of those I believe did come over with the G2 the G2 lines, and there's some fun stuff in there. I mean, heck, that's where I got my one clip from.
Yeah. So there is an Optimus in those, right?
Yes. Yes and no, because my understanding. So the way I understand it, right, is season 4 of G1 Transformers ended differently.
Okay.
They wrote up essentially a little, the return of Optimus.
Okay.
Just to sort of give it a nice little happy bow to end the show on. Whereas Japanese Transformers basically doesn't have that last season 4.
Okay.
And instead, effectively, a whole new character comes along and takes that place of being the Optimus stand-in. And the series went on, and you got to see a few of the other characters get killed off, like Soundwave and Blaster both got killed. Soundwave, I believe, came back with like an upgraded form.
Nice.
You didn't. Oh, Galvatron stuck around for quite a while. In fact, Galvatron wound up, I think, at one point, basically trying to merge with the Earth to basically become Unicron.
Is that what we saw in the Mark Wahlberg Transformer movie? Which was atrocious, which I'm not saying you should watch, but
Comic Relief Crusaders, right? Skip season 4 in North America, and just go straight into Headmasters. Headmasters is fun, and it has a rockin' theme song, by the way.
Nice. I guess what I'm saying is like this is one of the first major reimaginings of, since they're not even in cars anymore. Beast Wars is like this like blank slate where we're using the archetypes and the tropes, but we're playing with stuff that, like you said, did kind of help develop future ideas of them.
Real quick, Comic Relief Crusader put that link in the chat so we can see his waifus.
Nice.
Let's see what he's got going on. Not bad so far. Got to have a nice little moonshot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's going on? We got some werewolves going on?
Ooh. Oh, gunslinger, nice.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Some kind of like alien dogs. Like, I gotta see some more about this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep, that's right. They both
Okay.
need to come back. Let's see. Mainframe was a failure with the G1 cartoon until later around season 2 of Beast Wars was released.
Okay.
And we did eventually a bunch of like Beast Wars stuff did come out there as well, though in a similar fashion. That also wound up going over. That also wound up getting its own spin-off shows. Like they would have Beast Wars Neo, where of course we got the Penguin Transformer.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I was hoping to find this image, but yeah, fundamentally, okay, here it is. So Galvatron had this big master plan at the end of Headmaster, where he was going to wind up basically becoming the new Unicron by merging with Earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This big boy.
It is very ridiculous.
All right, you know what?
Whoa! That's going a bit too far there.
Yeah, there's no Pikachu thing totem here, okay?
No, and by the way, Billy, if you're talking about that, you're talking about the Matrix of Leadership. If you're gonna have the Matrix of Leadership curse on you,
You know, I could go with Punkwaddle. I'd be a Waddle Master. Sensei.
I mean, I was kind of trying to come up with some stuff for this a while back. Where did I have that?
Punkatron sounds straight out of the 80s. Kind of like if Jeff Goldblum's character from the one where the guy has the gun. Oh gosh. Hold on, I'm blanking.
Okay, there we go. That's
Death Wish. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Punkatron sounds like Jeff Goldblum's character from Death Wish turned into a robot. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's of course this I was working on the other day.
Oh yeah, that looks so good. Yeah.
Sunset.
Yeah. Right up into the waddle off into the sunset.
And that was just with like 5 minutes of tinkering. I'm sure I could probably come up with a bigger epic story about the Mechpit going out and fighting, I don't know, Mecha Gator. Wait a minute, that's an idea.
And here we go.
No, hang on. Should it be Mecha Gator versus Punkzilla? Oh, I have to get a hold of that new AI thing that everyone's using, and I have to make this movie happen.
Dude, the thing, like what you just showed with the Ninja Turtles, and like that one that everybody's losing their minds over about with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting on a rooftop that looks so real. Like it's like, yeah, Mechpit for real.
For real. For real.
I still think Punkwaddle War Machine could be definitely a thing. All the DACA. I mean, all the DACA.
Except I think we need to go. I think to take some notes from stuff like Ultraman. I think the Mechpit has to have its super attack is like where it takes the mohawk off its head as a big old energy attack and hurls it.
Yeah. Kind of like or like how after they manly combine in Gurren Lagann, how he takes the sunglasses and uses them as like a boomerang. Could totally be like, is it like an energy beam or like a blade? What is that? Is it the something about the sun, whatever? Those little like handheld with the blades on the one side. Yeah, that could be awesome.
Yeah, in fact, actually, now I'm thinking about it, there literally is an Ultraman that is just that. It's Ultra 7.
And now we know why 7-Eleven is so big in Japan.
Yeah, let me pull up the reference. Just
okay.
We gotta make like the Ultra model.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's got the big old mohawk look. You can take it off and use like a sword. This is your fate. As he hacks aliens in half with it. You see blood and guts flying.
I mean, this is one of the Waddle variants, right? Ultra Waddle is definitely a thing. Not quite Mech Waddle, because because there's different. Because Ultraman is more of like he's got the suit and he's got the powers, a little more supernatural sort of thing. Mech Waddle would be more mechanical. Obviously, like the thing you did. Punkwaddle War Machine would be a smaller suit, just a suit of armor with lots of DACA. Like I mean, I've thought about these things in my head for more than 5 years. So,
There we go. It just like straight up chops his tail off. Shink.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. I like that. I like it a lot.
Oh. But Ultraman, like I've enjoyed a bit of it. I don't do as much of it as I probably should, but to be fair, there's only so much time in the day, and I can barely watch the stuff the stuff we talk about now. Like I haven't had a chance to catch anything for Toju Wants to Be a Kamen Rider in the last like month.
Well, it's so difficult because you have life, you have work, you have some of the anime, some of the games, and then you just have like real life downtime. And then if there's family or people in your life that you want to acknowledge, every now and then you probably have to eat once in a while, and like there's all these things, and it's like, man, there's never enough time. Like there's never enough time of the day, and if you keep on too strict of a schedule, it becomes no fun, and then it's a chore, and then you just don't want to do it, and it's just this thing.
I can only, yeah, that's another downside, and is that Kamen Rider has been kind of more protected, more kind of held back than the others.
Yeah.
I hope you're at least watching Kamen Rider Zets there, Vincent, because it's straight up on YouTube. There's kind of no excuse from that perspective, and it's been going pretty great. We're on episode what? Check this out. Episode 22, simulcast on YouTube, or live stream Saturday night, like before Snow's show, before the Cotton Collision.
Yeah.
Or the Cotton Council, whatever Snow's
doing. Roll. Yeah.
I tuned in. 5,500 people are watching live on YouTube.
Nice.
That doesn't take into account the people who have since gone on and clicked on it, right?
And that's is that just all the dubs or just the English dubs? Because do
Well,
they have
no,
different versions of
that
different language?
let's see. So currently over on here, let me go ahead and pull this up. Currently over on YouTube, Kamen Rider Zets is sitting for the latest episode because they uploaded it after the fact. 18,000 people have subsequently gone and watched it, meaning that around worldwide, we're talking somewhere in the ballpark of 23,000 people have watched this episode since it aired.
Okay.
Meanwhile, that Star Trek Starfleet Academy was only able to get about a couple of 2,000-3,000 at most watching live. And not only that, I bring this all up because this is episode 22. Typically, when these shows go on, people will fall off. That didn't happen here. No, people are still watching. And even if they have fallen off, the fact that this was able to have more of an audience than Star Trek.
And Star Trek used to be like one of the American franchises.
Exactly. That's the other piece of it that I've been thinking about. It's like this has been able to maintain more of an audience than Star Trek.
It is funny when other cultures are saying, like I think I said this last week, hold my Kiri Ikiban, right? It's sure you guys did this. Sure, you guys might have been the innovators of it, but you've moved on because it got stale to you or the writers, or you wanted to make different versions of it. It's like, well, we see that this was successful and we still like it, so we're going to create something that fills that gap for us and whoever else wants to watch it, right? The creativity, once something exists, it's hard to take it out of existence, right? So once something, people have the craving or desire for some sort of entertainment, they really like this sort of genre, right? There's the trends and isekai, blah, blah, blah. But at some point, if the shift has gone away, you're going to see a push for people to create that thing again because they want it, right? And if it's gone and they can enjoy it, they'll make it more because people love that. And what was I saying?
We're just appreciating our waifus. And Mr. Asian Decibel, like, I'm sorry, no, I have a new muscle mommy. I have to go enjoy beating the snot out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is unironically one of the best shows out right now. I say this being a little bit behind on it, but it has never failed to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tackle. She is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what was I saying? Anyway, yes.
Wait, is it flag?
Really solid.
Two-hand. Okay.
No, that was just straight up, screenshots from like the couple episodes. Like they spliced like the slow pan up of the character. We got.
I mean, you said tackle, so I thought we were talking about what kind of tackle. Full contact. Flag.
I mean, that's up for you to decide. Yes, it did, Vince. And they are never going to live that down.
Yeah.
With that said, I think it's been a good enough place to wrap up for tonight. It was a good turnout. About 8 people I'm seeing live. I am grateful for anyone and everyone who comes by, and I want to thank everyone who did. With that said, Punkwaddle, what you got coming up? Any of that penguin positivity?
Only in my dreams. We'll get there. Although I have had some people approach me about possibly working on some other videos, which means I need to set up some recording stuff, so that might happen. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know how soon that'll happen, but there's a few things. Yeah. Yeah, and I know I came in late, and I came in a little hot tonight. I try to stay chill for you guys in the future. Have no chill. I am
Well,
chill.
but you know what? It's fine. We may not be watching the Olympics. We may not know about all the other stuff going on out there, but I know that I'm going to be watching some Tojima tonight. Then tis time for Torture Princess, which is the other great anime of the season.
Nice.
That said, coming up tomorrow, I will be over on Talk Hard, where we are delving into. There are some fantastic waifus. Anyway, tomorrow night, we're born to be kings. We're princes of the universe as we are delving into Highlander.
Nice.
We're going to be talking about Highlander tomorrow over on Pops' channel. We got someone who has never seen it before.
Wow.
Yes. One Squeak-a-Mouse, everyone's favorite.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. She hadn't seen it before. Actually, no. We got her to watch Highlander 2 first.
First.
Before Highlander.
Well. Yeah, how did you do that out of order? That still baffles me.
I'm full of magic tricks. Like, just tell
you are with.
Tell you what. If you don't believe me, just go ask Mr. Agent Decibel. He will tell you how I got him to watch Star Trek Discovery and Batwoman in the same day.
The power of persuasion, or maybe you are a wizard.
I have my ways.
Mm-hmm.
Or as I like to call it, a science experiment. We had to run the test. I asked them, you tell me which is worse, Batwoman or Star Trek Discovery.
I reject your premise.
Well, the problem is, I only have one such test case for this.
Okay.
I need to have some more people try it.
Good luck with that.
Oh, we have such fun. And who knows, we might have to come up with some more experiments soon. Decibel, are you in?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the guinea pig collective? Because it's not me.
I mean,
technically, there's a channel that has guinea pigs and stuff like that. He's pretty cool and does collector streams, by the way.
Tell you what. All right, so Decibel, next time we're gonna make you. I'm gonna have you watch Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. I think you will actually enjoy this one.
No, this one's a fun one. I enjoy it. I need to catch up on it. I just thought the Penguin with No Chill also endorses it, so it might have some bearing on who's not just trying to yank your chain.
But with that said, be good, folks. Take care. Remember, the week's just getting started. With that said, I will bid you all adieu. Let's transform and roll out. And, you know, we have some important questions asked, such as, are we the bad guys?
Guys, what if we're the bad guy?